My name is Đino, and I created a roulette cheat that cost the casino $500,000. Ever since I was a kid, I loved watching any type of gambling movie. In the movie Casino with De Niro, he plays Sam Ace Rothstein. He was just the boss.
3 jackpots in 20 minutes. Why didn't you pull the machine?
When he walked in the room, people shook his hand. I just wanted to be that person, and that's what I was aiming for. So I heard this new casino opening up in Atlantic City called Revel Casino, and I wanted to apply for this job called e-dealer. Okay, and the E stands for electronic. This is my shot. This is it. Little did I know, my dream job was gonna turn into a nightmare. I got a phone call from Revel, and they tell me, welcome to Revel, you got the job. They explained to me that it's like, I don't know, $6.50 an hour, plus tips. I just couldn't be happier. I didn't know what the job was. What the heck is an e-dealer? I didn't have a damn clue what it was, but it didn't matter. I was getting my foot in the door.
All right, here we go, here we go. Round and round it goes. Where it lands, nobody knows.
Electronic roulette is a roulette wheel on a stand. About 10 feet from me were kiosks in a circular position around me. The player is staring at basically their own roulette table. Each kiosk was a touchscreen. That's how you made your bet. So I'd give everyone a couple minutes to make their bets, and then I would spin the ball, and after 3 rotations, there'd be a computer-generated voice.
No more bets.
And then that was it. The screens were locked until the ball landed. And then it either paid out or it took the money. One strategy in roulette is called betting in sections. And all that means is you take a chunk of numbers that are on the wheel, placing bets on them. On the board, they're all over the place. But on the wheel, they're all right next to each other. But you're betting in a section because you're giving the ball more of a chance to hit one of your numbers, which is gonna cost you more, but it's giving you more numbers to win at. Why don't we give it a shot and see if my section's lucky? So the ball landed on 30. It missed my section. But it would have paid any bet red and any bet even, third row, and any bet third 12. But we weren't lucky today. When I feel like I need a win, my top roulette strategy is to play the outside. I like to play the first, second, or third 12. It's a pretty good bet. You're taking 12 numbers out of the whole table. One of them hits, you win 2 to 1 on your money. So what I like to do is add another bet and put it on first 12. If I win, I'm decreasing my payout odds, but I'm also giving myself more of a chance to win because I'm adding 12 more numbers to that spin. The problem is when it doesn't work, it costs you a lot more money than it should to break even. You're betting more to win less, but you're also balancing out your risk. There's no winning strategy at roulette. Don't let anybody fool you. You shouldn't try to beat it because you can't. Roulette is a complete game of chance, okay? You can cover every number. You could cover every single number on the roulette wheel and lose. Why? Because there's 38 numbers, they only pay you 35 to 1. Whoever your favorite god is, you can pray to him because every roll is random. Those boards that they put up at the roulette wheels have made them so much money because people say, oh, 10 reds in a row, black's gotta come out. Let me tell you something, black doesn't have to do a goddamn thing. Dealing was the most fun I've ever had at any job. It was a party every night.
We're all right! Very nice!
It was a party every single night.
17, there it is!
And I was the best dealer they had. I enjoyed getting tips so much, especially from people who were losing. That was the best part. People who lost gave me a tip because they had fun. I'm running around, I'm high-fiving everybody, screaming, and I've got all these tips, right? And I'm so happy. But when I started working at Revel, you know, it was the summertime. You need the volume of people. When winter comes, well, then you're just stuck with the locals. There's There's not a lot of action with the locals. They're not the friendliest people in the world. They'll bring $10, you know, and try to turn that into 1,000. And when they don't, I mean, they'll spit on you if they're pissed off enough. Suddenly, I mean, I was walking out of there with no tips. It was ugly. I was about to make a choice that was gonna cost me everything. So, when I was at the roulette station, it was just so boring, right? I just started spinning the ball, just out of boredom. This one time it landed, and you know how you just notice something? I just noticed something, right? The ball landed, and nothing happened for a few seconds. And then it spit it out like a digital voice.
16, red, even.
There's about a 3-second delay in this. So I said, okay, let me do it again. Spin the ball again. And it lands. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
15, black, odd.
I did it 10, 15 times just to verify that it was 3 seconds from when the ball landed till it announced the number. Then I said, what happens if I pick the ball up? So I spin the ball, it goes around, around, it lands, right? And I picked it up before the 3 seconds were up, and I wait. And this thing ain't announcing a number, right? So I stop the wheel, and I go over, and I put it in my favorite number, 00.
Green, 00.
And the thoughts just went wild in my head, just non-stop. I couldn't, my knees were shaking. I was like, get that fuck out of here. The odds on an exact number in roulette are 35 to 1. Okay, it's the worst odds to play, but it's the best payout odds, which is so enticing about the game. So if you're gonna cheat at a game, that's the game you're gonna cheat at. For the next couple days, I didn't do anything. One day, I'm working my shift, it's on another dead night, and 2 of my regulars were there. And this one guy who usually tipped me well, I made the decision I'm gonna do it for him. I did a few spins, normal, and they all went bust.
Hey, what number do you need?
And he looks at me, and I looked right back at him. And I said, what number do you need? And he's like, well, 17's my big number.
Bet 17.
Then I went over to the other guy, another one of my regulars, and I said, hey, you bet 17? And he goes, no. I go, bet it. And I spun the ball. Luckily, it landed 3 numbers away. When I had the ball in my hand, for the first time in my life, I controlled the odds.
$17, black, odd.
And I forgot to tell them to shut the fuck up if it hits, but I in the midst of it, I didn't, so they went nuts. They were like, 17! Yeah! You know, like, we fucking did it. To this day, I don't know if they knew what I did. In the end, the casino wins. They win. We never win. This was our opportunity to win. This was our opportunity to bully the bully, okay? And that's how we took. I didn't steal from anyone good, right? Casinos they're not good people. They're not good companies, right? So this was me fighting back. I start texting my friends saying there's opportunities, you know, awaiting for them if they would like it, and we did it. You know, after the 4th or 5th time, it was like butter. So to be discreet, I tried cupping my hand around the wheel and just letting the ball roll right into it. Back to the wheel. Winner.
16, red, even.
Per scam, I took about 30 to 50% of the winnings. I would say the scam was earning me anywhere from $500 to $1,200 a day, easily. The problem is you run out of people you can trust. And the smart play is for them not to come back again, so you can't use them again. So then the fun started of trying to recruit people to do it with. And by recruit, I mean just bullshitting with people who I could tell are losing, you know, and being like, do you want to get your money back? How you doing tonight? How much you down? How much you need to make yourself feel better? What do you need to break even? When you're in the zone I was in, you don't think of consequences until the consequences coming. And it was about to spiral out of control. At its peak, I was doing it every day. The problem was, it's just never enough. I needed more from this scam. So I brought it up to the guy who was working there.
I have this thing where I can guarantee a win in roulette every single time.
The problem was he also told somebody. It went from 2 people knowing to 4 people knowing to like 6 people knowing. Before I knew it, the secret was out. The scam had a life of its own. It just got very reckless. There was a lot of money being paid out. It was just chaos. As things started to get out of control, there was rumors that there were undercovers playing as regular players. We heard rumors that Revel knew something was going on, so now we were going to start being watched. Just a million cameras in a casino, all types of angles. Well, I would finagle that camera, so they couldn't see my hand leaning on the wheel itself. It really should have been a time for all of us to be careful, but it only made us do it more, which is, I mean, it's so sick. I don't know why. The fear of getting arrested caused everybody to just go full throttle and just get as much money as they could out of this poor machine. I didn't know if today was the day I was gonna get arrested. I didn't know if today was the day I was gonna get fired. But I just kept doing what I knew to do, and that was the scam. I knew my time was coming, I could feel it. So there was only one way this was gonna end, badly.